superheroes are more prominent in pop culture today than ever before. Not only are comic books still going strong as an art form, the comic book movie is also the most popular genre in Hollywood. More people know facts about superheroes as a result. They know Wolverine and Deadpool have regenerative healing powers. They know Spider-Man obtained his powers after a radioactive spider bit him. They know Superman is vulnerable to kryptonite, and they know Thor has a hammer that they can't pronounce the name of properly. But they don't know everything about these iconic characters. This video will run you through some lesser-known facts about superheroes. We hope you enjoy it, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Join the notification squad to receive alerts every time we upload something new. Here are 10 superhero facts that never crossed your mind. And before we start, can you guess this movie from these emojis? Stay tuned for the answer at the end of our video. Superman was originally meant to be evil. As far as superheroes go, Superman is not only the most iconic of them all, he's also the epitome of a shining beacon of good. So it's hard to believe that he was actually originally intended to be a villain. Jerry Siegel, one of the men who co-created the Man of Steel, first envisioned the character as the Superman, who would have been a bad guy with intentions to take over the whole world and enslave humanity. Fortunately, that character concept didn't come to fruition. Otherwise, the entire comic book scene would have been vastly different today.
I just want to say I really like what you do. I think it's great.
Thanks.
Spider-Man once operated as 4 different heroes. It's hard to imagine New York student Peter Parker working under any other superhuman guise than that of the iconic Spider-Man. But at one point in his comic book history, he had no choice but to change his name and image. And he actually used 4 different identities to carry out his heroic escapades. It happened when Spider-Man was being hunted by the police, after Norman Osborn had framed him for murder. Parker donned 4 different costumes and used 4 separate identities to go about his duties, all of which had different weapons, gadgets, and abilities. There was Hornet and Prodigy, who actually acted as heroes, and Ricochet and Dusk, who posed as criminals while actually doing heroic things undercover in the criminal underbelly of New York. The 4 identities went on to be used by other individuals after Spider-Man was able to come out of hiding. Wonder Woman ran for president twice. In a world in which Tiny Hands himself, Mr. Donald Trump, is causing controversy every single day in his role as President of the United States of America, having a president as morally sound as Wonder Woman is about as far from being reality as one could possibly imagine. However, the fictional Amazonian heroine has actually been seen running for president twice. DC's utmost feminist icon took political action on the 1972 cover of Gloria Steinem's Miss Magazine, accompanied by the headline, Wonder Woman for President. The cover of the original 1943 Wonder Woman comic book featured the same scenario. And all of this is in spite of the fact that Wonder Woman isn't even American. The aforementioned Mr. Trump would not approve of that. Wolverine was originally meant to be a teenager. Since his first appearance back in 1974, Wolverine has been depicted as a grizzled man, even a very old one in certain stories, and that's been an essential part of his character. He's battle-hardened, war-torn, absolutely no nonsense, and often seemingly sick of the world around him, but that could have been very different if he'd been presented as was originally intended. Wolverine was actually meant to be a teenager. The change to his character dynamic would have been massive, and thankfully, Marvel went with the Logan we know today. Additionally, the plan was for him to have only enhanced senses and an animalistic rage, and not the healing factor and adamantium claws he so famously possesses instead. Aquaman's first love was a dolphin. Aquaman takes a lot of abuse and is often the source of laughs. In spite of that fact, he's actually a very powerful and formidable character, but it shouldn't really come as a surprise given some of his behavior in his earlier appearances. One such example was that his first love was actually a dolphin. Yeah, that's right, Aquaman was in love with a dolphin who went by the name Nera. So it's probably no coincidence that Nera is a very similar name to the woman who would later become his wife. The relationship with Nera ended when Aquaman was jilted in favor of another dolphin, who happened to be Aquaman's adopted brother. It's something the character would never live down, and in spite of the fact that he no longer seeks relationships with marine animals, he's still a target for mockery. Thor once helped Hitler. Thor is one of the only beings in the Marvel Universe worthy of wielding Mjolnir for a reason. He's heroic, brave, selfless, and as a general rule, good. But he once did something quite unspeakable, even if he wasn't fully aware of what he was doing. He helped Adolf Hitler.
This is a tremendous idea.
In 1978's The Invaders, number 33, Captain America and his team, the titular Invaders, discovered Thor helping the infamous Fuhrer and the Nazis on their mission to kill Joseph Stalin. When Thor initially failed to slay Stalin, Hitler even had the audacity to give him a stern telling off. Thor ultimately realized that he had made a terrible error in judgment. Isn't that an understatement?
That was not my intent.
But seeing him working alongside arguably the most evil man in real-world history was quite the shock. Ultimate Hulk hates Freddie Prinze Jr. The Marvel multiverse consists of a near infinite number of universes, meaning every Marvel hero has counterparts in different timelines. And for this particular entry, we're moving away from the classic 616 universe and taking you to Earth 1610, aka the Ultimate Universe. Back in 2002, the Ultimate version of Bruce Banner was extremely upset to see that Betty Ross was dating the actor Freddie Prinze Jr. He was so upset, in fact, that the Hulk was gunning for the actor and actually wanted to find him and eat him. The Avengers saved him in the end, but the beef between Hulk and Freddy didn't end there. It actually spread to the real world. In 2014, the actor called out Hulk for a fight, saying, "Hulk had beef with me, I've got a Hulk pool toy, so he don't look so tough now. Bring it, Hulk." He even went on to call out Hulk actor Mark Ruffalo, saying, "Who's playing the Hulk now? Mark? Gracie, Jiu-Jitsu, Torrance Academy, let's go."
I'm Batman.
Batman was inspired by 3 iconic characters. Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, is one of DC's flagship characters and one of the most iconic superheroes in all of fiction. He's pretty unique, so it's hard to imagine that almost every aspect of the character was influenced by other people, both real and fictional, but he actually was. The Batman side of the character was heavily influenced by Zorro, the Shadow, and believe it or not, Dracula. And it's pretty clear to see those influences when you actually think about them.
You know what they say? They say he can't be killed. They say he drinks blood.
Moreover, the name of his civilian identity comes from 2 unlikely real-world people, Scottish folk hero Robert the Bruce, and the United States Army general and statesman Mad Anthony Wayne. Captain America turned into a werewolf. Like many other fictional universes, Marvel's comic book universe has a supernatural element. There are ghosts, vampires, zombies, demons, and indeed werewolves, for example. But you probably already knew that. What you might not know is that Marvel icon Captain America actually became a werewolf on one occasion. It happened in 1992's Captain America number 405, after the evil Nightshade injected the hero with her werewolf serum. Despite the rather obvious physical change, Cap's personality barely changed at all, and he managed to escape before stumbling inexplicably across Wolverine. Cap, being a werewolf, and Wolverine being in a berserker rage was a recipe for a fight, and that's exactly what the pair had. Wolverine slashed at Wolf Cap's shoulder, then Cap embraced his new form and slashed Wolverine's eye, before literally throwing him away from the fight.
Dopinder.
Pool. Dead.
Deadpool isn't completely indestructible. Deadpool is an incredibly popular character who is now successfully transferred from the pages of Marvel comic books to the big screen.
I know, right? Whose did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine.
Everyone knows he has an extremely impressive healing factor, but the character's popularity often results in fanboys and girls claiming that he's completely indestructible as a result of it. But the fact is, he absolutely isn't. Sure, he's come back from some serious injuries, and even from being reduced to a single speck of blood, but he's been outright killed, or at least effectively killed, on more than one occasion in the past. Most recently, in the Death of Deadpool arc, he died along with everyone else when his entire universe collided with the Ultimate Universe. In Age of Apocalypse, Nightcrawler decapitated him and teleported his head away from his body, rendering it unable to heal. He was also reduced to a mushy pile of flesh by Thanos before the villain realized that killing Deadpool actually did him a favor. So, next time somebody tries to tell you that Deadpool can't be beaten, feel free to prove them wrong.
Hear the music.
Thanks for watching our video about 10 superhero facts that never crossed your mind. What other interesting superhero facts do you know? And the answer to the movie emoji is... Did you get the right answer? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video and